As a realtor, your image and reputation is everything, which is why making sure your profiles, images are updated, accurate, and reflect who you are as a professional is critical. At REMAX Results, we've created a complimentary online audit to help you make sure that your online presence is an accurate reflection of you for your customers. So if you're interested in having this complimentary guide, shoot us an email, podcast@results.net. Today, we've got Randy Lindorff here. Randy's a sales executive for REMAX Results from our Shoreview area office over on the east side. We're going to take some time and talk about artificial intelligence because Randy has been someone steeped in that. So I just really want to pick his brain on that because like many of you out there, I am a novice, a little scared a little sometimes of this artificial intelligence stuff. But I think it's just because I haven't figured out a way how to use it in a way that would make a lot of sense for me. But first, Randy, thanks for coming.
So I saw the AI stuff coming years ago and when we first started talking about it, and I'm like, I'm going to stay on top of it.
Yeah.
So I spoke at a roundtable meeting in Maple Grove. I don't know, maybe 6 weeks ago, 2 months ago. Could have been longer than that. Told Joe kind of what I was going to talk on. Showed up at that meeting, threw it all out the window. Like nothing, this AI stuff changes so fast that it literally changes workflows, apps in weekly. So I'm pretty passionate about it. So I listen to an hour or two podcasts a day, just driving around. We drive around a lot as realtors. So and I've been doing that for a long time. So I'm just constantly staying up on how it can benefit my business.
Yeah.
So a new way of search and answers in research it's being used is called Perplexity. Perplexity is like a competitor to Google, but far different because you can ask it a question and it's going to give you the answers like similar to Google, but it's going to give you and the answers, it's going to respond with like research and links built into it. It would be more like doing a research paper, and it's phenomenal. I mean, it is a go-to. It was at Maple Grove. I said every agent should be using that every day.
Okay.
It is phenomenal.
So, in like, give me an example. Yeah. Would this be like for creating some sort of like blog post or something, or like a social media post, or like researching trends in like a neighborhood listing information, that kind of thing?
Yeah. So the first time I used it, I just said, give me a market breakdown of White Bear Lake real estate. And I looked at it, it kicked out this answer that was spectacular and sourced everything, like where it's all coming from.
Sourcing to the MLS or?
It wasn't the MLS. It's going to go and scrape data from wherever it's allowed to.
Okay.
But it is the same data you're going to find everywhere, right? It's just like you're going to be able to narrow it down. And if there's something in that response that you don't feel is accurate, you just remove it.
Okay. So
if some things that you clearly know are not true show up, you can make that change. And I don't think it's influenced on ad dollars, right? So this is just all data. So it shouldn't be biased. I put that in there, and you have the ability to turn it immediately into a website. So I took the first time I did it, I'm like, oh, this is spectacular. Looks like a website. I just copied that link, put it on my business profile on my Google page. And I think by the end of the day, I had 8 people sourcing it. That doesn't sound like a lot of people. It's like 8 people, but why are they going on there?
Yeah.
And I show up. So I use it all day.
Okay.
For everything.
All right. Free advertising for them, but I'm excited to I've not even heard of it. So, but other people in the room, suddenly everyone was talking about it.
My
missing out.
We just bought a Airbnb and we just started a LLC for it.
Okay.
We just pulled up Perplexity. It pretty much does it for you.
Yeah.
I'm not an attorney.
Yeah. But you were able to use it to draft the LLC paperwork?
Questions. So we could just do it. I've done a couple, so understand the basics. But when you get stumped, throw it in there for starters.
Yeah. Yeah, and we talked a little bit about that, but I bet you Perplexity will also explain like the benefits of if you own a revenue generating property, putting it in an LLC can, limit the liability from sort of infecting your personal assets or whatever. It's creating that legal entity and everything else is something that certainly attorneys can do, but we're seeing more of these like forms repositories, the legal Zooms, if you will, that just create these sort of generic contracts. I've been waiting for the day where it's just when is AI just going to start sort of connecting those dots, right? I don't know. That's going to be fascinating to see how that kind of plays out too. The danger with AI, as you kind of mentioned, is not you have to vet the product, like the finished product. You still have to review it and make sure that it's all accurate. And if you disagree with something, I mean, you have the ability to then just kind of pull that data or that little datum out or whatever it might be that is the problem, right?
Yeah, that's exactly why I like Perplexity for sure. So I use that for structuring or presenting. I'll use ChatGPT or Claude for like quick answers. I'm trying to streamline my daily workflow always, and I've always done that because we only have so much time, right? Like I'm a husband, a dad, and I'm now a grandpa, which is awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, and I love to kite surf and do it and have fun. And I also have to work. I got to feed this machine, and there's only so much time a day. So my whole goal every day is to be more efficient. So AI has some of the tools are remarkable. So right now, I have to have my legal counsel look at what I'm doing.
Okay.
I sent with this NAR stuff. I just built a app that I can text it out to my clients. It's presentable. It looks good. It's in a text. Most of my clients want to communicate through text. They open it up. Looks like a website, and has all the information.
The NAR settlement?
Yeah.
Stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
I use forms that we've got from you, and I think I've also will do summaries from YouTube videos and just good information that's packaged. I can build that site in, I don't know, half hour. I can build a really good site. So whatever I'm dealing with, if it's talking to my clients about the home inspection, the next step, just gonna build that site, send it out. So my phone has just got a bunch of little icons with my face on it, because that's the same thing every time it's going out, just in different phases. So all this technology is new, so I don't have it all built yet, but that's the game plan. And I'm sharing it with some other agents and then basically selling some of these too. So,
I mean, you don't have like computer science, coding, that type of formal training in your background.
When I got out of construction in real estate for a bit, I took a website design certificate at Century College, but that 12 years ago or 20 years ago. It's been a while. That's it.
Okay.
And that was a completely different animal. So there's no coding required. All you really need to do now is prompt. You just have to
using like ChatGPT, the pro version or something, or
so my workflow is I want to try to do it like I might do it when I'm sitting out in the lobby. I might do it in my car. Like I'll use a tool called Audio Pen. Audio Pen is something you can just speak into. It's just an app. It's going to listen to what you're saying. It's going to clean it up. It's going to take the ums out. If I'm mumbling, it's going to take that out. It's going to package it up nicely. Then I just take that. I send it over to ChatGPT, or what I'm going to do next, whatever app that I'm doing, and then that's my prompt. So basically, I'll build a prompt, put it in there, and it'll spit out the basics of the site or the app that I'm building. So I'm using, I don't know, 4 different AI softwares to do it, all which are free.
So like, here's a random question. So like, let's just say how difficult would it be? Let's just say I have a new listing and I want to create a quick custom website for my listing, and maybe I want to publish a payout on it. Talk to me through like just how logistically, like how complicated would that be, or how quickly could you put that together?
So I could put it together in less than 30 minutes, very professional. Mm-hmm. I could teach anybody to do it probably an hour and a half, maybe, start to finish, the whole process.
So like you could, now probably the URL would probably just be kind of just some generic or relatively random.
No, you could do it. You could like
find a cheap URL.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. So there could, if you really want to do professional, I do mine professional. I've got a whole bunch of URLs. I've already done that. So that's just sitting, and then I just feed these URLs.
So theoretically, if you're going on a listing appointment, if you really wanted to, you could make that in advance.
Absolutely.
And then when you show up to the listing and you're saying, this is how I'm going to market your home, I've already, created this,
this weekend
custom website for you. Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So this weekend we just did it. That's not fair. I didn't do this weekend, but we do the presentation for the information. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what I did.
Okay.
And that's how I'll do the same thing and I think I touch base with you or Mike on this, is like offer presentations. So I had this year I had a couple offer houses that really lit up earlier in the year. I think one had 14 offers on it. So it's fun when that happens, right? But it can take a day to sort those and be efficient. So rather than take calls from my clients, I want to give my client the offer as soon as possible. But I don't want to take the phone call about the offer, because the offers are going to change, right? Mm-hmm. And I want to be respectful for my client, because this is a big deal for them. I do this every day, but for them, they want to talk about it. So I talk early going on, and I'm just like, we're going to build this site. You're going to be able to see what's new at any time, right? Because I'll keep it updated. I'll email you the new offer, because I want to have that email trail, right?
Yeah.
I want to there it goes, offers out. But if you want to see what's happening and what it's compared to the other offers, you just go in this custom Randy Lindorff offer link. And that will graph it. It'll show up which one's the best, or best is relative with offers. So that has been really, the clients love it because it's packaged well. But for me, it helps me manage my day.
Okay.
Because it's just less urgency. They just know that these conversations are coming up. And if I want to throw something in there, also, I've been doing it on a couple of them, as the frequently asked questions from NAR. I think I've got that something that you sent out.
Yeah.
Just package it, throw it in there, even on my listing sites.
So I think if I speak for everyone listening, we're going to need you to go ahead and demo what you're talking about here for the people that are listening here, saying, Randy, teach us. So maybe we'll have to, by the time this podcast drops, we'll hopefully, if you're open to it, we can do a Zoom meeting or a training online or something like that, and we can record that, because I think I'm personally like wanting to take this the next step with you, and I want you to show me and teach me, like, how would I deploy and use these things? I'd kind of like to get my, hands dirty a little bit and learn how this works. So if you don't mind, I would love it if you help me design a website or show me how to do something like that. I think that would be amazing.
And it's easy to do.
But it seems so overwhelming for someone who doesn't know where to start. And it sounds like that you've done a lot of this work with the keeping updated on these new apps and things like that to be able to do it.
It changes every day. Like, I do think something new at least once a week. This morning, I thought, what? Role play, right? Role play is big, especially new age, especially NAR stuff. I quickly just went in there, made a buyer. I called it Kim Results. And Kim Results is a first-time home buyer. She's 30 years old. So, because the first time I've done this, right? So the information I gave, that's it. Like Kim, I didn't say anything else. Kim's a female, first-time home buyer. Kim Results is a female, first-time home buyer. She's looking to buy a home in White Bear Lake, Minnesota. And then they're just like, hi, Kim. Hey, this is Randy. You're looking for a house? Yep. And then she starts telling me what she's looking for. That I didn't put that in there. That's AI.
Wow.
Because AI knows what home buyers want.
Okay.
Right? So I'm responding, and she said something. I'm looking for 200,000. Well, you're not gonna get 200,000. So right now, because I'm an agent, I don't want to lose Kim. I'm like, would you be open to townhouses? Right. So she says, yeah, I'm open to townhouse. Me and my son. I'm like, oh, she's got a son. I didn't put that in there.
Wow.
So my next move, what's my next move? So role play.
Okay.
Easy to do. I feel like maybe some big teams are doing stuff like that, I would assume.
Okay.
I'm not on a big team. I don't run a big team. I've got a couple mentees, but the single agent or the small team or a group, all the tools are there to do anything that a big team is doing for free.
Randy, I mean, I appreciate this. So the apps that we just talked about were, again...
Well, I won't tell all my secrets.
Yeah, no, just the ones we talked about.
But I want every results agent to use Perplexity AI.
Okay.
You just have to.
Yeah.
Once you start, you can't stop using it. It'd be crazy not to. It's like having an expert next to you on every possible scenario.
Okay. And Perplexity, obviously we talked a little ChatGPT, and then
there's Claude 3.5, but they bounce around. Like there's a race to be the best, and so they're always one-upping each other. So if you take the free version, it's easy. You just keep bouncing back and forth.
Cool.
Again, I'm doing extra, but literally, I spend like $100 a month on these. So even at a higher level, it's nothing.
Yeah, and it's working, right? It's working.
Yeah,
it's making your life more efficient, so you can spend more time with that grandkid.
Yeah, 100%.
And kite surfing.
Kite surfing. Yep.
Well,
to a wing foil and kite surf. Yeah.
How did you get into that?
I got into that. My daughter and I were just watching some stuff like Red Bull Big Air in 2006, and I saw them guys doing that. And I'm like, that looks crazy. I want to do that. And she was supposed to do it with me, but she was just a little girl at the time. And then I took a lesson and have been doing it ever since. So kind of go out and do it in Florida. And White Bear Lake's a great place to do it. It's a great lake for sailing. So for the same reason it's good for sailing, you can kite surf on White Bear Lake. Lake Mille Lacs, Lake Superior on Northeast. Yeah, it's outstanding.
And you don't just end up at the other end of the lake and then you're stuck there?
Well, you do when you're learning.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have
but you
been there many times.
Can you tack? You can tack your way back?
Just like sailing, absolutely.
Wow.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. I once made the mistake of just on Craigslist buying a couple of windsurf boards, thinking, "Oh, I'll figure this out."
Yeah.
And that was a very frustrating summer that I didn't really get it. Yeah. That's a very exhausting activity too.
What I've been doing now is wing foiling, and that's kind of a cross between windsurfing and kiting.
On a hydrofoil.
So hydrofoil. So you're holding the wing. It's inflatable, leading edge. So there's no mast. So you're just holding that.
Wow.
But when you're up on foil, there's no resistance, so it's not that hard to hold when you're figured out, right? Because there's just doesn't take much wind and there's just no resistance. So I'll teach you if you want to do it.
Jeez, okay, well that's a challenge. You're all up on all the different technologies.
Well, you got to. That is. It's good because when you're doing that kind of stuff, that's all you think about. Like you can't think of learning that sport. That's all you can think about. It's what's in front of you. You're not daydreaming and doing other things.
I think that's why we could all use some of that. Yeah.
Yep.
Good deal. Well, Randy, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for teaching us, and thank you in advance for teaching all of us and demoing a little bit of a website demonstration here. So, thank you.
Yep, sounds good, Ed. Thank you.